All right, everyone, welcome back to another recap chat as we close out 90 Day Fiance Hunt for Love, the tell all. Part two, it all comes to an end. But if you guys saw the end of it, it seems like it's the beginning of a new, I don't know if it's a spinoff or what, or just a new set of people that are going to be added to the 90 Day world, or a new set of stories. Anyhow, let's end it all right here with part two of our recap. Now, Courtney and Usman, we find out that they still talk, even though she's with Colt right now. Usman thinks she has the feels. She's asked, you think you made the wrong decision? She said no, Usman was for fun, but she's more compatible with Colt. Usman says he wants to get married this year. And Kimberly offers to walk him down the aisle once he finds the right person. She said he'll be a good hubs. Then they go on a break. They dish on Colt's manhood size. Colt chimes in and says, he has a little bit more to offer than Colt in that department. I mean, they were actually measuring against dollars, and I don't know, was it a straw? I don't know what that stuff was, but this isn't a normal conversation. Anyway, next up, Rob, was asked, were you hurt to lose Jennifer? He said, yeah, it didn't feel good, but he's okay. He dealt with it. And now as he dates, he's proceeding with caution due to his divorce and how things played out with that. He sounds like he keeps going back to hook up with his ex-wifey, Sophie, and we know this isn't the first time. He said that they're both kind of working on the physical disconnect because they were married, and I believe that he's trying to say their relationship was very deeply intertwined and they're trying to still disconnect that. But Sophie, it's rumored, is with Chantel's ex. Rob was shocked. Chantel thinks it's weird, but Sophie still called Rob at the resort, and she has some jealousy issues as well when it comes to him. Then they talk Elise, the situation with him and Elise coming on too strong at the beginning. I think Cole and Rob have the same tastes. I think they're both into the same girls. I think Cole is headed over there to Elise at some point. But Elise says, you were trying to do, a booty call because you called me at 3 a.m. He's like, no, he was on the slow down when it came to her. He wasn't for the B call. He says he's not a F-boy. Jen says he's beautiful and sweet, in agreement with him. Everyone's questioning, you said he's beautiful? Well, she's saying, no, I'm just saying he's not just an F-boy. Rob and Cole's near fights are revisited over Jennifer. Tim opens up the whole question, what happened with Rob and Jennifer as they were about to leave the resort. And Jennifer decides to throw Tiffany and Tim under the bus, saying, why were you guys sleeping in the same bed together constantly? And they're like, she's deflecting. But nobody talked about that, which was weird, because I did hear that come up on Between the Sheets, but no one really addressed it during the tell-all. Honestly, they probably taped this before they supposedly got together, because the news is out there saying they're together. Again, if you guys know, please drop it in the comments. Is that real, or Tim and Tiffany not really together? All right, now at this point, the question is asked point blank to Jennifer if she slept with Rob. She gets up and leaves the screen because she's in her country, so she's not physically there. So then they go on a break. Rob is the first to run off the set as soon as that happens, because we know what we know. Tiffany talks with Cole, thinking that she doesn't have all the 100% proof, but thinking that she did sleep with them. Is she trying to grab Cole? Because she's always talking to Cole every other second, making Jen sound bad. I mean, she looks and sounds bad already, but I'm like, are you trying to grab Cole or something, Tiffany? Cole calls her over and over, and she leaves him on ring 4 times. He calls. Then they show her in her country. She's wiping her tears, and she doesn't want to come back on screen, and she feels judged by everybody. The producers say that she's saying she doesn't feel good and she won't be returning with a question mark. But Suki got the tapes, and Suki is the host for this run. Rob is surprised to see his blurred out bum on the tape. LOL, you signed up for this, sir. You didn't think they had cameras in your room? I think that you should have known that information when you signed up for this show. He's acting all surprised that there's a tape. Anyway, she did privately tell Cole, we find out. So Cole was kind of acting like he didn't know, but she said that she did kind of confess that because he didn't want to be like at the tell-all and totally shocked. So she told him that they slept together, so he knew. But, Rob confesses that was not the first time. And then so Cole's like, how many times? She's like, 3 times. And he said they both just basically kept it a secret. Elise seems upset by this because everybody thought that he was hooking up with her. But he said, I wasn't going to throw her under the bus. He said, I clearly let people know that I did not hook up with you. So, I wasn't going to put her name out there and say it was her instead. Rob says in the love triangle, the person that's in the middle, it was really Jen's job to be honest with both parties. And if she wanted to tell Cole, then that was up to her. So he says it's not his fault or his duty how things went down. Tim does mention their last discussion with Jennifer and Rob. Rob told Tim, I guess, that, what the situation was, but Cole acts scared, but he probably already knew everything to me. Like, once he said we did something 3 times, he was like, oh, I only knew about the 1 time, so she hasn't been honest with me. But the way that things are going, the vibe that these two have, I say Rob and Jennifer should just get married already. If he didn't just get out of a marriage, they should get married. And I don't even know what Jennifer's hangups are. I know one of them is the fact that he just got out of a marriage, so maybe that's why she's very nervous about Rob. But she didn't have to play both sides. The day before, she went to Rob's room, is what Tim lets us know. And even Rob talks about as well that she wasn't sure who to pick. Cole questions if she's still lying to him. Suki asked him about the K1. He's like, I'm not going to go forward with that. The way our relationship is going right now, I don't see myself going forward with that. And because she didn't respond or have anything to say, and she didn't even pick up the phone, Cole's pretty much thinking that he's done with her, that she's not an honest person, and there's no forgiveness here, at least not for the moment. Rob is asked, do you have any regrets? And Usman actually praises him for hooking up with her 3 times. But at the end of the day, for Rob, it's like, I don't have any regrets for the way I handle things. Elise and Cole, I guess they can go hook up now, Tiffany says. Chantel says that Cole and Jennifer should break up, and Cole feels really just basically embarrassed by how things went down, and I guess he looks like the guy that got duped, I guess. Elise felt like Rob was trying to paint her as that thought type of girl, and she starts to cry and everything. This is after the tell-all's over. Courtney comforts her. And then Tim Tim consoles her by saying, once I still want to get to know you and I get to see the type of person you are, people are gonna overlook that. They're not going to judge you by that once they see who you really are, and that's not you. So he said, that's why I wanted to still date you as well. So she felt a little bit better after what he said. Doesn't everyone believe that Tim looks like an 80s vampire, maybe 90s with the suit? Anyway, Colt can't wait to get home to Courtney's mom's cooking. They do have some trust issues according to Courtney, but they're in it, they're working on it, and Colt says he's living the dream, and yes, he is. Tiffany and Tim, I could see them following those two. Like, I don't know what they're even doing. Are they just hanging out all day? I would see what Colt and Courtney are doing and how mom's cooking these delicious meals. I'd just like to see exactly how he's living the dream over there. Free room and board. A girl who wants him, that he can have hookup with when his body's able to. I don't know. Just a little curious. Tiffany and Tim, they leave together, and she's still sleeping with the bed with him. Even though she's got a new man, she's like, hey, Tim, you're going to be sleeping with me tonight? He's like, well, I asked, you know that I'm going to. You don't even have to ask anymore. Like, what kind of weirdo relationship do you guys have? I'm just saying, like, what type of dependent bed sleeping relationship do you have when she's supposed to be with somebody and you're supposed to be taking the lease out on the date? It's weird. But again, are they together? All right, so Cole, he steals some snacks on his way out the door, putting stuff in his pocket, and he leaves with Elise. It's not stealing it. It's all free, of course, but I guess at the end, there's nobody else there, so he might as well get as much as he wants. It's actually better that way. It's less steely if you do that because everyone else is gone. Anyway, Elise said she'll date Tim, but she's looking for a guy that's kind of more mature, like Cole, as far as his a man that will like fall all over you like he did with Jen. She wants that. Looks like it's a road to Cole for me. Yeah, again, like I said, it looks like I said at the beginning of this, there's a lot of open doors, a lot of things we can follow in the 90-day universe that we can carry on and see what happens. So there was not full closure with this, and even Rob and Jen may make a reconnect. I don't know. These two look like they're madly in love on some level. Maybe Jen a little more than Rob. Rob came alone and he left alone. He and Jen, he said, I guess things ended for the best. He kind of dodged a bullet. He doesn't want to go through the things that Cole's going through. There's some jealousy issues and some dishonesty there with her. So he's like, I guess it was for the best. I guess I really don't want to be in a relationship with someone that operates like that. So it is what it is. He says he is a hopeless romantic and he does want to start a family one day. So he's hoping that happens. He doesn't want to lose hope, but he's wondering. All right, guys, so that's it. We're done with Hunt for Love Season 1. We got a lot of stories to follow up with. I think Chantel also talks about continuing things with Ashley. I think we already basically knew that. And then she's going to set boundaries with her mom. And I'm pretty sure they're going to do some type of spin-off show with them. Because Suki even said, we'll be following you. She directly said this. And I pretty much knew that's where they were going to go with it. Will I be following it? Maybe I'll check in on an episode or two. But I wasn't a huge fan of the Family Chantel either. So if it's not much happening, I'm not really probably going to be watching it. But let me know what you guys think. Thoughts, comments, questions. Email me at cbiztv@yahoo.com. That's cbiztv@yahoo.com. And I will talk to you guys again pretty soon as we talk faith, love, and trends. This is Irene. All the best. God bless.